Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Naglaa DESSOUKY, currently affiliated with the University of Bahrain, UOB, Faculty of Business Administration, Department of Management and Marketing. Today I will present for you my paper, The Future of Public Policy Post-COVID-19. Introduction for my paper, the science of public administration in general and public policy in specific represents a multidisciplinary field of study that emerged from different disciplines such as political, administrative, economic, law, sociological, and social sciences. Scholars describe public policy as a procedural field aimed to study governmental decisions to reach optimum solutions for the current social problems. While the contemporary problems have become more complex, the future of public policy is correspondingly witnessing a paradigm shift associated with the reality in which we are living today. Research objective. The research aims to study and provide deep insights into the future of public policy post-COVID-19. A thorough literature review revealed that the public policy field is witnessing a paradigm shift that is directly coupled with the reality of today. The paper attempted to present the major global issues and the challenges they may impose on the academic field of public administration and public policy, the contemporary shift related to the public policy cycle, and the epistemology of public policy, as well as its role in influencing the future orientation of research. The research methodology of this paper represents a literature review regarding the future of public policy post-COVID-19. Here in these slides, we are discovering together the theoretical framework of the future of public policy post-COVID-19. I invite you to read it regarding the major global issue, the development of public policy cycle, and the epistemology of public policy. Number one, regarding the major global issues and the challenges they impose on public policy, this research paper presents a literature review regarding COVID-19 pandemic and how it will affect the virtual workplace policy, the citizen happiness, and how it will affect the policies associated to the economics of happiness, public values, and how the ethics of governmental institutions are being affected. Environmental issues. These research papers tackled the green economy policy, green development mechanism, and sustainable cities. Also, these research papers present from the traditional economic to green economic policy, from sustainable development to clean development mechanism, from urban cities to sustainable cities. Second, this research paper will present the development of public policy cycle. This part of the research paper addressed the future of public policy by studying the development of the public policy cycle, which will include in the upcoming slides agenda settings of public policy formulation, public policy implementation, and public policy evaluation. Regarding the agenda setting of public policy, this research paper presents the problems. Number one, a specific problem should be identified and structured for inclusion in the strategic agenda. Number two, policies. It consists of developing policy alternatives and presenting clear proposals for decision making. So the research paper presented the comprehensive policy, policy based on accountability, and evidence-based policy making. Number three, the politics. So this research paper presented the era of policy windows and the era of ultra-fast policy management. Public policy formulation. This research paper presented the rational choice approach. This approach relied on the role of individuals in decision making in public policy making. Also, the cognitive approach. This approach focusing on the role of ideas and interests of decision makers in public policy making. There is the new institutionalism approach. This approach adopted the contemporary role of institutions in public policy making. And Public Policy Network Approach, it is a comprehensive approach that adopted the role of the ideas and interests of decision makers, as well as the role of institutions in public policy making. Here we will discover the public policy implementation. In the research paper, it presents the new public management. This NPM approach will have a significant effect on the process of formulation, implementation, and evaluation of public policy. Hence, the key players represent for the formulation and implementation of policies in the public institutions have to move from the purely executive character, acting, to the creative thinking character to get adopted to the modern public administration. Also, this paper presented the government tools for implementing public policy. The paper presented the first generation of authors had dedicated attention to the differences between the goals and the results of public policies. The second generation focused mainly on the bottom-up approach to policy implementation in contrast to the top-down approach of the public policy implementation. The third generation of researchers have mainly focused on the reasons of rationality that guide the government's choice of a particular policy tool. In this slide, we will discover together the public policy evaluation in the cycle of public policy. Theories of public policy and program evaluation have evolved between two successive different paradigms of evaluation. The traditional paradigm from the first generation to the fourth generation of evaluation adhered to the so-called positive paradigm, which focused mainly on procedures and steps for evaluating public policy. The later modern group, however, evolved into the fifth generation of public policy evaluation and introduced the constructivist paradigm, concerned with the practice and use of evaluation findings to enhance public policy. In recent years, a group of researchers in this field has appealed, calling for a transition from the constructivist paradigm to the socialist constructivist paradigm. Accordingly, these researchers emphasize the need for future research in the coming years in the field of public policy evaluation to be directed towards action research, or what is called stories from the field, which represents a useful tool for evaluation as a collaborative work between all stakeholders. Lastly, the epistemology of public policy. This research paper presented positivism and neo-positivism. This research is based on evaluating new methods supporting the rules which guide the academic research to achieve the desired goals of the research. Conventionalism and postmodernism. This approach supports that there are many phenomena present at the same time, so it is doubtful that academic research is possible given the partial nature of our knowledge and the impossibility of making a neutral observation. Critical theory and the pragmatic critical realism. This approach emphasizes the importance of the values and interests of researchers in academic research. It also stresses the importance of clarifying the findings and procedures of the research that explain the development of knowledge. Conclusion. The paper presented a study and a critical analysis of the field of public policy intended to provide deep insights about the future of the academic field, especially post-COVID-19. The paper showed an analysis of the global issues affecting public policy, such as COVID-19 pandemic and the virtual workplace policy, the citizen happiness and the economics of happiness, public administration values and the ethics in the public sector, as well as the contemporary environmental issues, such as the green economy policy, the green development mechanism, and the sustainable city. The paper also examined the development of the public policy cycle by studying the governmental agenda setting, public policy formulation, public policy implementation, and public policy evaluation. Finally, the paper provided a critical analysis of the future of public policy epistemology. This research concluded that there are many challenges facing the field of public policy due to the rapid and successive development of contemporary issues at the local, regional, and international levels. Hence, there will be a significant impact on the development of the academic field of public administration and public policy, in addition to the new governmental role to restructure and reinvent their policies and their public institutions. At the end, I would like to thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you.